All right, Miles, let's talk about Houston here for a little bit. This is a team obviously in the middle of a rebuild. They have had one heck of an offseason, of course, knocked out of the park in the coaching department, getting D'Amico Ryan's great offseason in terms of free agents and some trade acquisitions. And of course, CJ Stroud looks like an absolute unbelievable player. But now that we're in the deep dive of mini camps and OTAs, we're starting to get more and more insights about Stroud and how special this kid could potentially become. And this looks like a lot of great news for the Houston Texans fans.
Yeah, Nick, Stroud's really grown into his own in a short time, kind of proving that he can be the guy in the NFL as far as he shows leadership, he shows commitment on the field. He shows that he is a guy that is not afraid of being in the NFL. I think he shows at least, mentally he is ready to be in the NFL. So, Nick, this leads me to my question for the Texans fans today. We speak about leadership, and I want to know who has been the strongest leader in Houston Texans history. There are some very easy answers to go after here, and I'll break the ice with saying you could pick a guy like J.J. Watt very easily. So let's hear some different ones. Obviously, that is a very great answer, but I want to get creative. Let us know who are your favorite leaders in Houston Texans history. Let us know in the comments below. But Nick, let's get on to it and talk about specifically C.J. Stroud as a leader.
Yeah, so it sounds so commonplace. Every quarterback has to be a leader, but a lot of guys really don't. They struggle with that dynamic, especially coming right out of college. And some of these guys that are slow to develop those leadership traits, they don't start early, or if they're forced into the limelight early, they don't perform at a high level. But it looks like CJ Stroud is knocking out of the park. This is from NFL Rookie Watch. This was from Twitter. NFL Rookie Watch was the account that tweeted this. Miles, if you want to throw it up. I'll read from it. This is from that tweet. C.J. Stroud's leadership has reportedly stood out through Texans OTAs and minicamp. Texans wide receiver Noah Brown reportedly sees comparisons between C.J. Stroud and Dak Prescott, his former quarterback. Noah Brown, obviously formerly of the Dallas Cowboys. At today's minicamp practice, Stroud reportedly led a 2-minute drive going 6 for 8 with a touchdown to top it off. Stroud is still, however, on a rotation basis with the first team. The Texans rookie quarterback is bringing some serious, all caps, competition for Davis Mills. I don't think it's much of a competition. I think it'll be C.J. Stroud's job. I think he looks too good so far through mini camps and OTAs. But I'm talking about the leadership here, Miles. I think this really jumps off the page to me because whatever your opinions on Dak Prescott, and I'm kind of not a huge Prescott fan myself, he is a really good leader. He is a very good CEO, quarterback guy, Mr. Franchise for the Dallas Cowboys. He does a phenomenal job of that. And people forget when he started early in his career, he got off to a wonderful start, obviously taking the place of Tony Romo after Tony Romo broke his back during preseason. Prescott stepped in, led the Cowboys to a 13-3 record, took over a veteran team, and did a phenomenal job managing all the personalities. He had Cole Beasley, Dez Bryant, Ezekiel Elliott, a veteran defense. So there's a lot of personalities to manage there, and he did a phenomenal job. The fact that Noah Brown recognizes that in C.J. Stroud, I think is really important because it's an underrated attribute for a quarterback to manage all the personalities. We talk about, how hard can they throw, how far can they throw, how accurate, footwork, scrambling, all that kind of things. We talk about hand size for the quarterback position. You got to manage personalities. It's such a huge part of the game, and it arguably is the most important part of the game, maybe tied with accuracy, right? It's one of those things that's so important. It's like being a point guard in basketball. You got to get everybody on the same page. The fact that Stroud's doing a wonderful job at this point, I think is a great sign for Houston. I'm curious what your thoughts on Miles. Before I throw it to you, I want to remind everyone watching this video to stay tuned to the end of today's video to hear a word from our partner, and that, of course, is Neuro. Neuro's got a lot of great products that give you a fast and easy boost of energy. We love to take their mints or their gums before the show. Gives us a spike of energy we need to produce this Houston Texans content to talk about CJ Stroud. So if you want to talk like we do about CJ Stroud, stay tuned to the end of today's video to learn more about Neuro and, most importantly, to get access to our special discount code. But all right, Miles, what are your thoughts on Stroud and the Texans?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is very, very good here. I like the comp to Dak Prescott. I think he'll be more talented physically, potentially, than Dak Prescott could be in the NFL. But I like the leadership role here because when you take a step back and look at this Texans team, leadership is extremely important right now. Let's go through the list, Nick. Jalen Petre, young guy, 2022 draft pick. Will Anderson Jr., rookie with C.J. Stroud. You look at Derek Stingley Jr., 2022 guy, very young. You look at John Mechie, basically a rookie because he didn't even play last year. You go through, look at Juice Scruggs, a rookie this season. You look at Stroud, he's obviously a rookie himself. You got Pierce behind him, a young guy. Yeah. The point is, this is an extremely young team. And if somebody who I could be wrong, but I don't see a vocal, outspoken leader on this team yet. I think Jimmy Ward is very good, but I don't think he's the vocal, outspoken leader of this team. I think that Laramie Tunsil is very good. but I don't think he's the vocal, outspoken leader of this team. I think that Stroud is the opportunity to step up, being such a high draft pick, being the heir apparent to the Houston Texans, to step up and take that leadership role here. And I think it's going to be a crucial developing point here. And it's almost like Dak Prescott, but the opposite situation. Stroud has so many young guys, so many guys waiting to be developed that it can be molded in the right way. If Stroud can step in early on here and put this team in the right direction, they could be monstrous in the future, Nick. He could really form this team to be something special. So I think this is a huge opportunity for CJ Stroud here, and I really like what's going on for the Texans. So I think this leadership story is very key, because I think if Stroud becomes the leader that we all know he can be, he showed at Ohio State that was a really solid team. A lot of great personalities on that team kept together. I think this could be very big for the Houston Texans going forward.
All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner of today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big-time game-winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro Gum. Neuro Gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.